Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. So it's all over the news feeds today. I started seeing it early this morning when I was in the gym. Nordstrom's selling $425 blue jeans that have built-in dirt. They look like you were working and got dirty, and it doesn't wash out. I mean, it looks like, when I was in high school, I used to do a bunch of miscellaneous odds and ends repairs and, crawling around under a house and hooking a pipe back up. Some guy that busted a pipe or something or that kind of thing. And you'd come out, you come out from under a house if you've been crawling in a crawl space and your jeans are just shot. They're just covered in dirt. That's what these jeans look like for $425. You have to stop and think about what the socio-psychological implications are of we've reached a point in the culture where we admire work enough to look like we did it, but we didn't. And B, it's a fashion statement to the tune of a Nordstrom's jeans for $425. I don't think I've ever paid, I don't know what I paid for jeans because sometimes they've been bought for me when we were doing like a photo shoot or something, but I'm pretty sure we never paid anywhere near that for any jeans. I wear jeans every day. Ken Coleman, you never did pay that much for jeans, did you? I'm looking at Ken he's our video host and occasional host here on the show as well. I mean, he's Mr. Clothing too. I mean, he's a button-up, dapper kind of guy, but he never paid $400 a quarter. But he wouldn't be caught dead in jeans that look dirty either. That wouldn't happen. So, James Childs, you wouldn't wear dirty jeans, would you? No, not to work.
Probably not.
No.
But they would be real dirt if it was.
No. I mean, that might be, we talked about hipsters the other day that are twits, and then we called them twipsters. That might be if you wear dirty jeans that aren't really dirty but were made to look dirty and you paid $425 for them, you might be a twipster. That might be a sign right there. It's just interesting to me. It's kind of disgusting in a lot of ways. I mean, $425 jeans, if you want to buy them and you're a billionaire, it's okay. I'm not mad at you, but it's just an interesting thing that somebody thought that, and it's getting a lot of press. So Nordstrom's got a lot of, I've seen it in like 5 different news feeds already today. It's Nordstrom got a lot of lift out of it, so if it was a PR stunt, it worked. But it's just interesting that, you think about a culture who's willing to pay money to look like they've worked when they didn't even know what work was. I mean, I saw one guy tweeted. I've had like 6 people tweet it to me today, too. Everybody wants me to rant on this, and I don't know if it's a rant, but I kind of had that German Shepherd moment, when your dog looks at you and their head goes sideways and you go, That's kind of what I went. I went, really? $425 for dirty jeans that aren't really dirty but won't wash out? And one guy, he tweeted and said, I'll sell you mine for half that. And they were done in the West Texas oil field or something, Kansas oil field or wherever he was. He said he was working. There's like real work and a real guy did it. Yeah. But these look legit. I mean, they look like, the pictures I saw of them look like somebody really did do the work. That someone is really working. And, but it's an interesting dichotomy. We admire the working man, quote unquote, to the point that we want to emulate him and make it a fashion statement. And yet we all know the likelihood of the person wearing those jeans has never been that dirty lately. And that would include me if I were to buy them. I mean, I don't wallow around in the dirt anymore. I've done it before. I'm not above doing it, but pretty much going to hire somebody else to do that these days. Come on. I mean, really. There's guys up at my house doing work today, and I know how to swing that hammer too, but I'm not the one swinging it, so I pretty much work so I don't have to do that. But, it's interesting. It's interesting how I wonder there's probably some conclusions that someone smarter than me could come to about the American psyche. And, a lot of people are just throwing it down as it's the wussification of America is now complete. We now buy jeans that are dirty. But I said that when we bought jeans that had holes in them. When I was a kid, we used to put patches over the holes because we were ashamed we had holes in our clothes. And now, of course, you razor cut them to look cool, or worse than that, some of you to look sexy. That wouldn't work with me, but it'd take more than razor cut jeans to pull that off. But interesting. Very interesting that dirty jeans that look like you did work that won't wash out for $425 at Nordstrom's is a thing. I'll give you a prediction. It's a PR thing. I mean, they'll get some PR. I don't think it'll catch on. But here's how. This is Dave's fashion advice, which is really pretty. That's like me talking about growing hair. So kind of dumb. But no, I'm thinking. I didn't think the cut jeans the holy jeans would work either. But they did. They've kind of gone away now, haven't they? Pretty well. There's a few people still doing that. I don't see as many as I used to 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Most people's jeans are pretty much the whole thing now. Interesting. Very interesting. What did stick is the worn look. They look like they're worn. All of us wear jeans now. The ones I got on right now are not. They don't look like they're new, and they're new. So, that did stick. Because when we were kids, we just bought blue jeans, and by the time they started looking a little more light blue rather than dark blue, that meant they'd been worn a while. That was the only way you got them there. You couldn't buy them. I remember, I was in high school. They had stone-washed jeans or something. They came out and, wow, that's cool. Look like they've already been worn. I guess this could be the same thing. We could be 20 years from now, everybody wearing jeans that look like they're in the dirt. It's just bizarre. Just bizarre. I wonder who sat around and thought of that. I if they sell, I have to stop. I have to give pause and go, what does that say about where we are right now in this culture? That you're willing to pay $425 for jeans that look like you worked when everyone watching you knows you didn't do that work. And you paid a premium to do that, to buy them in a fashion outlet like Nordstrom's, because Nordstrom's is pretty much high fashion stuff. I mean, it's not like regular people shopping, unless you go to the outlet. But, interesting. Very interesting. So we'll just have to see, I guess. We'll see how this catches on.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.